I claim in my video on the vertical rest stroke that if you put your pedal in the start position for a stroke and then just rest your arms, letting the pedal drop around you, you can generate about 30 watts of energy, and you get it for free, simply by not holding up the pedal, but by letting it drop. Well, those numbers and the complete theory are in doubt, so let's get some measurements. For your convenience, I got a piece of aluminium that's exactly 1 meter. My length is 197, say 2 meters. I got myself a measuring device. It measures in kilos, is built myself and calibrated myself with a bucket, some measures of water in my bathroom. I checked it twice, it's pretty accurate to about 4 kilograms. And that's all I need for what I want to say now. What's in doubt is when I put the pedal like this and rest it on the water, whether I actually can rest my arms. If I can remain that rest during the rest of the stroke, if it won't fall down out of my hands or some other way, and whether it will generate any significant amount of energy. So let's see. Let's start at the beginning of the stroke, where my blade just starts hitting the water and starts pushing water, well, practically down actually. The water will push against my blade, perpendicular to the blade. I don't have water here, but what I do have is ropes and a measuring device. So let's see if I can find a rest and if there is some force that I can use. I put up a rope in more or less the direction that the water would push. The rope, of course, will pull instead of push, but in the same direction. I'm now carrying my pedal myself, and now I'm going to just drop my arms into a rest. I drop my shoulders, really try to relax it all. Two things I can't relax is my right hand. It tries to slip from the pedal because the whole arm is hanging from that hand. And the left elbow, it has to keep itself stretched, otherwise it will come down. A little bit in my left shoulder to keep the pedal from falling in this way. But I could keep this up for, well, maybe not hours, but several minutes. Unlike this, which really takes force. About halfway through the stroke, once again, I can almost completely rest my arms and see a force of 2.5. It's hard to see from this angle. I hope it's visible on camera. And near the end of the stroke, once again trying to find the rest, which is easy to find. And once again, 2.5 to 3 kilos on my homemade meter. Now let's connect the dots. I start my stroke about here and push with 3 kilograms on the water. I remain at rest while my pedal moves backwards or my kayak moves forward. And while resting, I still maintain that force of about 3 kilograms. I have moved myself, well, about 1 meter. So I could get this up when drawing back for about 1 meter. Which means for our energy, that if I had a consistent reading of 3 kilograms, which amounts to 30 newtons, I can move it for 1 meter, and I do that every second, and in my normal stroke I raise an arm and put a blade in about every second. Like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 1 stroke every second. Then it generates 30 watts of energy, just by resting my arms and letting the pedal drop. The only way to counter that would be to strain my muscles to keep it up, to keep it from falling down, which would be a double loss. First, I miss out on 30 watts of energy, which is considerable if you think that a pedaler will not do much more than 100 in total. 30 is 1/3 of that. And second, I would have to strain my muscles to keep working against gravity. A double loss, a strain in the muscles, no forward force.